if you was to look at one of another and see one day that one of you wasn't there, it's hard to imagine life without that person until it actually happens. So at some point it twigged, like, the more hours you put in and the more time and effort you put in outside of getting paid, when you actually break life down, I'm gonna get deep here now, but when you actually break life down, when I think and break down the actual term minimum wage, it's the minimum a company will pay you.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Gooms Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Tor Property Group, and if you're looking for somewhere to stay in Manchester, make sure that you click the links in the description. Enjoy the episode.
But yeah, man, we are actually rolling.
Right, sweet.
Hey, just bring it fucking in, baby. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Gooms Podcast, episode number 40 now.
40
Just
fucking
crazy.
weeks, man.
12 weeks away from 1 year.
Let's go.
Which is fucking crazy. But yeah, would you like to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, so my name's Bryan Grime. I'm 32. I'm an entrepreneur from Denton, Manchester. My background's basically sales. I always knew that I wanted to own my own business one day. Started off pretty much from the absolute bottom in the industry that I'm in at the moment. I didn't take it serious to start with, like the whole part and parcel of the process. I didn't take it serious, and then I realised, well, I think in any industry, I think you realise the people that do the best are always the ones that are in first, put the most hours in, don't fuck about. Sorry if I swear. No.
Swear, bro.
They don't fuck about, and yeah. So I just at some point it twigged, like, the more hours you put in and the more time and effort you put in outside of getting paid, the more money you learn. And I think that's the basics of sales and marketing in a nutshell. Like, the breakdown of sales is you get paid a salary, but it's 9 out of 10 times it's not a great. I think if you're working for a salary, I don't think you're ever really gonna. You'll do well. I'm not saying you won't, but you won't have that financial freedom that we're all chasing. It's all about commission and bonus, and you get that from one or two things. It's either sales or entrepreneurship. So,
bro, what do you mean you're messing around?
Say that again.
You said you were messing around.
Well, no, I've always been the class clown. I've always tried and make people laugh. And I've done. When I first started working, like, it must have been, I was about 20, 21. I would walk into this call centre. It's the first time ever working, really, in an environment like that, and you just, it's like, I can't explain it. Just not taking life seriously, and not realising. Do you know what I mean? It's like now, look, what you explained to me before. You're totally different people. When I was that age, I was messing around. I didn't take life seriously.
Yeah,
But,
you didn't really have a purpose.
Exactly, no purpose. And I come from a poor background, so I think it's lack. What's the word for, like, where you
became a product of your environment.
Product of your environment, and I think it's a lack of self-worth. I think if I look back at my life when I was there, I just didn't believe in myself, and it was very negative. Now, if I look at my attitude now and my motivation towards life, I'm positive. I wake up, I'm inspiring, motivating people, I'm demanding of people, and I learned that through.
And demanding of yourself, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. But I think I'm that person now because of the environment that I put myself into when I got into sales. I stumbled into it. It was like either go into the warehouse industry and just be a number in a bum carrying. Not to say anybody working in them industries, but that's not a bum. But
no, I know what you're saying.
You know where I'm coming from. Yeah. It's like there's no. You are literally just. When I think and break down the actual term minimum wage, it's the minimum a company will pay you for your labour. So if you break that down 100%, and then that's why I think, like, call centres and stuff and sales is just, it can, I seen it the other day. There's a guy called, is it Tristan? I don't know what his name is, called Tristan. I follow him on Insta, and he's based in Dubai, and he said it the other day. It's the sales is legitimate trapping. You can make whatever you want. You can put whatever you want into it, and you can get so much back out of it. I know one kid, yeah, he's called Matt Brolowski. I sat next to him in a call centre. He looked at me one day. The guy's a multi-millionaire now based in South Africa. He looked at me one day and he said to me, I'm going to get a 20,000. I'm sick of this. I'm doing it no more. I've got all the skills. I'm going to get a 20 grand loan. He got a personal £20,000 loan, went and set up a company doing PPI. He's got hundreds of staff working for him now in South Africa, doing different campaigns.
Just taking that leap of faith.
100%. It's that leap of faith and the skills of being a salesman. You can sell to anyone. And that's what it all comes down to: being able to convince and coerce. And these people that can use it. You can use it for bad, but it's like anything in it. Any skill that you've got in life,
if you can sell, you can do anything. Our boy Elliot says, what's his name? Andy Elliot says it. You can sell. You can even just your interactions with people. If you can sell, you're a confident person.
100%.
The way that you'll just have conversations with people and sell yourself, sell your services, sell somebody else's service for whatever it is, it's always going to benefit you, that skill set.
100%. I think the best skill I've got is communication. Like, I'm really good at communicating. I think that I'm good at communicating anyway.
I think it as well, bro.
I was say, bro, you said that you were a product of your environment. What was your environment?
Shit. So the long and short of it is basically, I was born 91. My old fellow was not a very nice man. A lot of domestic violence I've lived in. So about 3 or 4 years of age, seeing my mum, taking good hidings all the time.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like getting beat up off my dad. Yeah, beating her bad. Yeah, so then we went...
Sorry to hear, bro.
No. Yeah. When people say sorry to hear, it is what it is. It happens. It's unfortunately an unfortunate truth of a lot of people in the country, and you don't realise it until you actually either experience it or hear someone's story. And so as soon as I got to about 3 or 4 years of age, it's sort of like my mum pretty much has said to me, he sort of turned towards me then. He'd done it to my brother, he'd done it to my mum, and he sort of turned his anger towards me then. And then before I knew it, I was whisked away. Me and my mum living in a battered wives' home. I think we lived in like 3 of them, from between like 4 and 5.5, and then from 5 and onwards, we moved to a council estate in Ordenshaw, just about 10 minutes outside of the city centre. And yeah, just raised on that estate, but that estate was just like, it's very tight knit. Everyone like knew each other.
And what
like
on,
a community
on the,
type thing.
And on the estate, what was going on as well?
Obviously, like, crack.
Wait, so how old were you at this point?
5 when I first moved onto the estate.
And straight away you're exposed to all of those type of things?
Constantly. Like, I knew what crack and heroin was at a very early age. I've seen people overdosing at a very early age. I've seen people get stabbed, their ears bit off. I've seen mad violence. In fact, it was only I do therapy now, and I've done it in the past as well. And I've got a new therapist. She's really, really, really good.
Shout out to your therapist.
Shout out to my therapist, Halima. She's unreal, like very, very good.
How do you think that affected you?
Two good, positive and negative. Positive because I knew not to get involved in drugs. Not to say that I've not done it, shamefully. I have taken drugs. I'm not like crack or any heroin, but and the negative was I don't want to get into it because of what's going on in the world now, but no kids should really be around mad shit like that, but they do. It does happen. So, but I'm thankful because it could be far worse. I could be, in a terrible country like Palestine right now and what they're going through, and that's disgusting. So, I don't want to compare myself because I've had an incredibly privileged upbringing. If I look at it in comparison, if I start moping and moaning about it and not using it as motivation, then I'll just be a number of man that I just sat around moaning, crying about what happened and why they should. I'll never be that man in a pub saying I could have done this, I could have done that. No, I'm gonna do it, and hopefully along the way I can tell my story and give little bits of snippet. And someone said it to me years ago. He said to me, "Give everything away." I didn't understand what he meant by it. Now I get it. In business, nobody tells you nothing. So when you do come across them man that tell you how to do certain things, and they tell you and they teach you, the snippets of greatness that you will take with you and you pass it on. And if you're a gatekeeper, you won't pass it on.
I think that's one thing that a lot of business owners have twisted, that if they think that they hold everything tight to them until they make the sale, or they talk to someone that's like collaborative, but they don't share what they know. Like, it's a negative thing. Like, this business, like consumers, it's supposed to be collaborative. If you're giving out something to someone as well, they're going to feel like they owe you something back.
Well, respect to you guys, because you're young, you're doing it now, you're in your field, and I imagine every now and again you'll put a little snippet out there that maybe even your competition could pick up and go, yo, I'm on that. So respect to you, because you're doing it now. And that's what I think podcasting is. This is the best ever time to make it, innit? It's the best ever time to become financially free. It's the best ever time, but you've got to get up and you've got to get out there, and you've got to dance. If you don't dance, you won't know if you can. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, so you were a kid on an estate.
Yep.
What was next?
What do you mean in terms of like growing up?
Yeah, the next step from there. So what age did you leave the estate?
We got evicted in like 2008. So obviously it got to I was about 17 and still a kid. But again, like I said, like I feel like even now sometimes, sort of the therapy that I do, I feel like I'm trapped as a kid sometimes in my mind.
What do you mean by
just
that?
Sort of like I'll do immature shit.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not, but I'll do it on the basis that I'm sort of trapped as a kid there. I'm trapped, if that makes sense.
Holding on to your inner child, though, I think
I was actually going to say,
quite like a
I was actually going to say, like a take that I heard it somewhere, but it's like, I strongly agree with it. The world is just, I think Kanye said it actually, the world is just full of children. Everybody's like,
and we tell them to grow up. We tell them, we send them to boot camps from 9 a.m. till 3 in the evening. We do all that. We educate them and we tell them, no, you've got to grow up. You've got to do this. And the reality is behind it, you've just hit the nail on the head. But when you're in this environment and you want to achieve certain things, you can't make poor decisions. You just can't make poor decisions. Every poor decision you'll feel
it's
fairly
like
sooner or later.
Though, having that the balance, having that childish side where you can let your hair down, be fun, be a good person to be around, but then also to switch in.
Yeah, 100%. But when you're in that environment and you're coming home and there's nobody around and you've got a little bit of food knocking about, sometimes there's no electric on or you got to light the candles. That's hard, that, mate. So your child can't. Anybody under the age of you can't be a child in that environment.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't. Most men will go home or most girls will go home and they're confident and go to the room and be themselves and chat to the mates.
I was going to say, when you said that you still had that inner child in you, I just thought that you meant that you were childish. Obviously not.
full.
No. Obviously, it's the trauma that you're talking about.
Yeah, no. But there's both sides to it. Again, positive and negative. The positive side is I'm a biggest wind up you'll ever come across.
Yeah,
I'll wind everybody up. But then the negative
side, you haven't met my old man.
Yeah, well, probably. And then the negative side of it is obviously, again, I don't think too deep into it. So when I do speak serious, it is what it is. The negative connotation to you in a child would sort of be making decisions based on where you actually are. So sometimes I can lash out and just be an arsehole to someone for no apparent reason because I'm trapped there in that moment of paranoia and thinking, oh, it's just me, I'm against the world. But it is what it is. I think men more than ever need to speak and open up and talk about their emotions, and that's that. But yeah, moving forward anyway. So we got evicted, and then, but I'd lived in, like I said, and I've explained that in the past. I've lived in like 26 different houses. Moved from house to house to house to house, constantly moving. But I'm comfortable with that now. Like, I know one day when I get it, because it's all in my hands now. It's nobody else's hands. It's in my hands. When I get to where I want to get to, I'm going to build a house or build my own home. So I won't rest now until I've built my own property that I want. I've got the vision. So I'm mad about the law of attraction as well, like manifesting. So I've got the vision. I know exactly what I want, where I want to get it, and I want to get there. But so yeah, lived in all these different houses. Went from pillar to post when we got evicted, and my best friend passed away in 2010. It was just his birthday recently, Chris Mason, like my best friend in the world. He was the catalyst to me not waking up, but
it was that switch.
He was my best friend in the world. If you can look at, like, you two are very good close friends. If you was to look at one of another and see one day that one of you wasn't there, it's hard to imagine life without that person until it actually happens. So then that happened, but that just as much. No. It's honestly, it's you can't.
No, bro, you hit me then.
You can't. You don't realize until it actually happens, and then now I've gone through my whole life now without that man next to me.
How old were you in 2010?
So I was I was 18. He just turned 18
when he passed.
Yeah, so I was about to turn 19. But we was kids, man. We was kids. We used to do everything together. But anyway, so when that happened, as I said, it was it wasn't the catalyst. It changed my life, because moving forward now, when I get to where I'm going to get to, I'll look back and think, I actually saved my life. Like I lost a bit of myself because, I lost my best friend at the same time, but it taught me to it made me realise that not everything's given and promised.
Do you think that, because I had a similar situation where during the start of lockdown, I lost somebody, not that was massively close to me, but somebody that was always in and around throughout a lot of my childhood.
Yep.
So this kid was the guy that was 3 or 4 years older than you at school that always used to come and put his arm around you.
Yep.
I don't know if you had that, but he'd always showed me a lot of love. So through primary school, into secondary school, even then to college, to when I did my first venture in the family business, he was a regular customer. He was always a familiar face to me, and it was always, "How are you, bro? Good to see you, man," etc. He died on a motorcycle accident.
Exactly the same. My
and
best mate did.
For 3 weeks, 3 weeks, everybody was speaking about it. It was at the start of lockdown. Everyone was a bit bored, and then it just went a bit quiet. You've just hit the nail on the head. Like, I can relate to that, because there's only a few of us that'll still it's when you actually break life down. I'm gonna get deep here now, but when you actually break life down, that's just it. Mm-hmm. When the music stops at the funeral, at the wake that night, it's over. It's only the close people that are there in the family that actually still remember it, and it's a hole in your heart. And everybody else actually goes on and continues with their life, and you just get on with it. But I think that if I look at it from a positive point of view, I genuinely believe life. I'm a big believer in God. Like, big believer in God. I think everyone's in your life to teach you lessons, and the moment they've achieved whatever they're supposed to achieve, they go to heaven. That's my, whether that's I don't know, people, atheists might see that differently. I'm a big believer in God. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ is the Lord and Saviour, and I think everyone's here to teach each other. It's like you used to have got each other now. You'll win together as a team. You'll lose together as a team. And the moment you get to where you're going to get to, you'll sit and go, baby, we did it. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, but there's also the life. You'll teach each other all the time. You might look at he might turn around to you and say, "You don't go and do that, you idiot." And then all of a sudden, he might go and do something, and something might happen bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I just believe the past universe. It's all mad. It's all interlinked, big time.
Everybody. It doesn't matter what happens in your life. I think everybody comes into your life to teach you a lesson. I completely agree 100%. With you. Positive or negative, whatever happens, it's like you'll just learn from that and grow.
Yeah.
The people that don't, that just like stay down about something and upset and mopey if something's bad happened to them, and they're not gonna get that opportunity to grow.
There is two types of people. There is absolutely two types of people. Like, there's the guys out there that will, something bad will happen, it'll affect them and it'll wipe them out. It happens to me all the time, so I'm not going to sit here and give it the, oh yeah, nothing affects me. It does.
You bounce back though.
Yeah, exactly. But it might take me 2 or 3 weeks. It's like I'll go through little spouts of depression and being down where I struggle to get out of bed. I'll still make money. I'll still get on with things. But when you actually look at the and you deep it and you take it upon yourself, they're the moments where it's tough and you need people around you to say, not. It's like I've got a couple of good mates that'll tell me exactly, not oh, I hope you're all right. They'll say to me, no, I wouldn't. I just get up and carry on and do it. And they say, just get up and do what you're supposed to be doing. Don't sit around moaning, because
sometimes you need those people to say, bro, stop being a bitch, man.
I'm so glad that you just said that, because I can go through little phases where I'll be a bitch in myself and I'll moan and mope about, and I shouldn't. But I'm very, very lucky that, again, like I said, coming back to it, you get people in life that emerge and they teach you lessons, I've had 3 or 4 of them over the last year or so that have come forward into my life and started saying to me, you need to get up, you need to train, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And it's making me a better person every day.
I was actually going to ask you if you train.
Well, I've just started getting into it. So post-lockdown, the long and short of it is, coming back to the story about, when I met my missus when I was a kid, I was like 17 anyway.
And you're still together now?
No, we split unfortunately last year. Hopefully, fingers crossed that we can sort things out. It's my wife, innit? So
you'll get there, bro.
Fingers crossed. Yeah,
if it's meant to be.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And we say that, we have this conversation all the time. But anyway, coming back to that, it's like you get comfortable, you stop training, you stop going to football. You're madly in love to the point where you don't do nothing. So I did that, put a load of weight on, and then come to January 22. I said, nah, I've had enough. I'm changing my life, and I got myself up, unfortunately, to about 21 stone, I think, and then I've just got down to 16. So
congratulations,
yo,
bro.
I'm training all the time. I just started Thai boxing.
Well done for trying, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%.
There's a lot of people that they kind of get to a point where they're overweight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, because that's what it is.
Do you know what though? I'm not your average fat kid though.
No,
I'm a wicked footballer. Yeah. Like obviously, I'm a wicked footballer.
I'm not trying to shade on you.
No, of course.
But it's just like one of those things, bro. Like
too far gone.
Yeah, bro.
Might as well just let it go.
You took it and you put your energy into it, and you're trying to make better.
Bro, I've been there in them positions where you sat and you're looking in the mirror and you're thinking, what the fuck, I've ended up a big fat cunt.
Back to
you know what I'm saying? So listen, anybody that's ever been there, it's nowhere near. It's only bad when in the moment when you're looking. I swear down, 1 or 2 sessions in the gym changes your mindset, and every time you'll have them moments where you think, nah, fuck this, I can't do it. And then you get up and you just do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
What Andy Elliott did. I don't know if you've seen the clip. We're going back to Andy Elliott again.
Nah, he
got someone on stage, and he was like, "Take your top off for me." And the guy, he wasn't even out of shape really massively, but he had a little bit of a belly. Like you could tell he trained a little bit. And he was like, "Do you feel uncomfortable on stage?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Have you got kids?" He was like, "Yeah." I never want you to feel uncomfortable now that you've got kids. Like getting up in front of a group of people before, like your kid needs to look up to you like a superstar. But it's true, bro. I think it's so important for somebody just to take care of them.
Yeah, I think again, like I said, there's 2 types of people. There's the people that get out there and look after themselves and are confident and want to win in life, and there's the people that don't. And there's no in between. There's no in between.
Some people are content.
And there's a lot of
wishy-washy.
Flaky. There's a lot of NPCs out there that are they're just not asked, are they, about anything. I felt like I can dip in and out of that, where I'm sat and thinking, fuck it, I'll just order a burger. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do that myself. But I love training, love it. Love training, bro. Love football, love training. Could sit in a sauna and steam room for hours talking. The best place in the world. You train, go and sit in a sauna and steam room and nail a few cold showers. It's not better than that. Isn't it though?
No.
It's not.
It's banging. I was just say, so you've back to your story, bro. So you grew up in the estate. Your friend sadly passed away, which I'm sorry to hear about.
Yep.
What happened? So you said you had this. It wasn't quite a catalyst, but like this switch. What was the next step? What happened? How did you switch mentally?
I think just like waking up on different couches all the time.
Why?
I wasn't physically homeless. I didn't sleep rough. I think I was close to it probably a couple of times, but I never actually slept rough. But at the same time, I probably brought a lot of it on myself because I was smoking weed at the time. I was selling weed at the time, and the people that you're sleeping on couches, they don't want that around. Do you know what I mean? So, you bring a lot of it on you. You do bring a lot of it on yourself when you get to a certain age. You are still a kid, but really you're a man, aren't you? You've got to get out there and start earning money. I think.
Who were the people that were taking you in?
My auntie, Angel.
Just out of
my dad,
love.
Who's a twat, but still took me in. But he's in just a classic narcissist. He would absolutely use that as, oh right, I'm kicking you out. It's like, I've done nothing, but if you want that power, good on you. So yeah, if I look back at things like that, my best mate at the time. He took me in. Just getting your head down wherever. If I look back now, I can't even remember. Just
to and from
just
different
get
houses
through it.
constantly.
Now you get
to make sure that you're not.
just to make sure that you're not on the street. Exactly. So I did really well at that. And
convincing people to stay in the same.
You wouldn't be surprised at how many people do it.
Best salesman you've ever met.
Yeah, right? Bro, do me a massive favour, mate. Let me get my head down, bro. Why should I give you that? Give you half of this zoot. So anyway, so I got through it. I survived it, and then like I said, the final thing was my ma got a little rented place in Denton now, where she is at the moment, and funnily enough, it's weird actually because it's right behind anyway, I'll talk through it because next you'll be like, yo, this is mad. So anyway, she got a little rented place. I was more fixed with my partner at the time, and it was more like, right, you need to get a job now, Brian. You need to grow up and stop like thinking that you need to make a decision. Do you either go down that path and be a little wannabe sausage rolled man, or do you get it cracking and get working? So I went down the other road of just working, and it changed my mind. Like the first job that I went into was I think it was called Chameleon, a company called Chameleon. They did like personal injury claims, and it wasn't that I was rubbish. I knew I was good and I could be good. I had no work ethic, and you had to ring like 200 or 300 numbers a day, like cold calling. And I'm seeing kids around me 17, 18 earning
killing it
5 and 6 quids a month, like smashing it. And
when
you can see
quids, you mean thousands?
Thousands, yeah. So
it's the money lingo.
5 and 6 quids a month. That was actually horror as well. I thought that was alright. Go on, yeah. Anyway,
so like when you can see these people earning that kind of money, you're looking and you're thinking,
the young guys,
you get jealous. Now you listen. I don't care what anybody says. No, they're not jealous, not envious. Everyone's jealous. Everyone's jealous of each other. Everyone's envious of each other. It happens. It's an emotion. Don't put too much emphasis on it. Just see it as motivation. Yeah, if you see it as motivation, jealousy is a motivation, envy is an emotion you'll act upon. I think like that's how it works.
I just think jealousy is like it. Everybody experiences jealousy, like you said, but it's the way that you act on it. Well, like for me or for you or for Chris, I know if we get jealous of someone that's doing a bit better than us and they've just bought a nice car, fuck, I want to get that nice car.
That's me. I'm on it. Let's go.
Or there's the bitch mentality where, why not me?
Why not me?
Why the fuck should he?
Let me try bring him down back to my level.
Yeah, and
as opposed to trying to meet him.
Because that's where jealousy you'll act upon it yourself. That's an emotion that you'll act upon where you'll go. It's you'll use it as motivation. Whereas I think envy, you'll use envy. The emotion of envy you'll use, like you say, in a negative connotation. You'll project that back onto the person. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll never know anything about it. Maybe you'll just say, "Oh yeah, he's done X, Y, and Z," and you chat shit. But it'll happen. But so yeah. Coming back to where I was, so I'm seeing all these people, and in the end, I got sacked from there. They got rid of me. They just said like, you're not good enough. We don't need you here. You're riding a basic. Leave. But it was a good entry into it to learn and see the environment and think. And then it was always on my mind that I'd failed at that, and I hate coming second or I hate losing anything. I fucking hate it. So then another job. This was ruthless. It was in a mechanics garage in Hardwick, which is down the road, for doing energy sales. Like most people, if you've been through the system of call centres in town, like obviously there, you'll have probably worked at that place. It was ruthless. If you didn't hit your target, you weren't leaving. They give you an option. You can leave, but you ain't coming back. You're part of the team. You're part of the team. You win together, you lose together.
I feel like I'd thrive. Yeah,
no.
I'd thrive in that environment.
That's when I started. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So that was when I realised I was just good enough to say no. I'm not walking out. So that was my next step in learning sales and thinking, no, I'm not leaving this. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. And then I didn't set the world on fire. I did quite well. Then obviously left there. Wanted something a bit different, because the thing is with sales and call centres and stuff, and there's always opportunities. There's always new opportunities. That's what I love about it. Is constantly. There's always, the grass is always greener. You can always go and earn better money somewhere else. Anyway, so moving forward, went and got another job, and before I knew it, it was dead steady, this. And then I found out I was having a little girl. I found out I was having a baby. And then when my friend passing was the moment, finding out I was having my daughter was the catalyst. This isn't for me anymore. Mm-hmm. Grow up, sort your shit out. Let's get it cracking. And then it must have been 2014, the same year. Again, I've always believed in something, always understood. I came across The Secret.
What was The Secret?
The book.
The Bible?
No, The Secret. The Secret. The book, The Secret.
The Secret.
The Law of Attraction.
I thought you
I've never heard about The Secret.
I thought you was actually telling me a secret there. And then you said the book. I was like, 1 minute, is he Christian? Christian? Yeah. You start reading the Bible? Like, what?
You've heard of The Secret. You never heard of The Secret?
Nah,
the Law of the book. The Law of Attraction.
I've heard of the book, The Law of Attraction. I haven't read it.
No. So there's anyway.
No.
Let me tell you about this book. This book this changed my life. It changed my life. I'm not even saying it changed my life, but it is just the Bible, but just marketed towards young girls and young lads. Yeah. It is, bro. So I read it and I was like reading through it, and it's like all these different, Bob Proctor, all these different guys saying you can achieve whatever you want. You put your mind to it. You wake up positive. You do good things. You be positive, and good things will come back to you. And then, like I say, I'm working every hour God sends. I have my little girl who completely changed my life, Like, just seeing her for the first ever time, I knew this is my purpose. This is what I've got to get up for. This is what I've got to get up and get out of the house and earn for. And my partner, Vanessa. And then before I knew it, like I said, I came across the book, and I'd heard people mention it and start mentioning it on like Insta and Twitter and Facebook and stuff. And I thought, you know what, pick it up myself. So one day I just picked it up, read it, and I started reading it, and I've never ever looked back. It's the best book I've ever read ever. It's not the best book in that genre of like books, but it's entryism to it.
What did you learn from it?
Positivity. Like
were you quite a negative person?
Well, it's not that I was negative. I was a pessimist. I just thought like,
it just triggered that mindset switch.
I used to say things like, I'll never own my own home. I'll never do this, because it's just everyone on my we was all negative. Everyone around me in my family's always negative. Everyone's always got bad luck. Everyone's always got something wrong. There's always someone fucking ill. Yeah. There's always something. There's always something. Then reason. An excuse.
That's the best way to put it.
And that's the second generation in my family. My granddad came to this country as a prisoner of war. He's an Italian prisoner of war. He got brought here, and the estate that I ended up living on was a prisoner of war camp before it was built.
Oh, fuck no.
And he ended up getting held there, and I ended up getting, like, after we moved from the last bad, like, women's refuge we lived in, we got took to that estate, and I grew up on that estate. That Stanhope estate was a prisoner of war camp. Wow. My granddad was held in after World War II. He fought for the fascists. He fought for Mussolini. He was an Italian immigrant, and he came to this country with nothing. They didn't give you nothing. When he was let go as a POW, he had nothing, and he built everything. And it's like his children squandered it all. Like the mindset, probably apart from me mum and her brother.
Tough men create easy times, and easy times create weak men.
100 million%. So I'm behind all that, and I would love to have met him but he was a massive entrepreneur. He smashed it. He ended up owning a street of houses. He ended up owning a factory. He did really, really well, but unfortunately, he worked until he was dead, because that's what Italians do.
He was just a grafter.
And then he basically owed like a bit of money tax. And when he passed away, it broke me gran in half, and they compulsory purchased most of everything, left just enough money for her to buy an house. They knew what they was doing. Corruption, basically. They don't want. So yeah.
Before you read the book, which type of jealous person were you?
I wasn't a nasty jealous person, but I wasn't an envious person. I'm not a nasty person in general. Anyway, I think I'm a nice guy. I think most people would say that I'm a nice guy. But I think what I was is I wasn't an envious person. I was a jealous person. I wish it was me.
Yeah.
Why can't it be me? Guys. Why can't it be me? Why can't I get this? Why can't I have that? So growing up, everyone around me always had new trainers, new clothes. I never had nothing. Like my mum grafted her nads off to give me everything that she had. And she did her absolute best for me.
But it was still significantly less than everyone.
Because naturally you look at your peers and your friends and you want more than just what they had. But I never had that. So yeah, I never had any of that. So I was always, I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that. And my dad was never around. He never provided. He never gave us money. He left us in poverty, basically. But
Can I ask you something, bro?
Sorry?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, go on.
It's going to go quite deep now.
No, talk as deep as you want. I'm an open book.
So, I know that I can speak for myself and for Chris as well. Growing up with someone like a strong masculine figure in the house, bro, like that was just massive for just growing up your personality. You see my dad graft day in, day out in the family takeaway and stuff like that. How was that for you? Where your dad was
never had
it was the opposite?
Nope, never around. Didn't really care. Didn't see much. I've never had a man in my life. There's never been a man that's put his arm around me and said, "Do this, do that." So,
do you wish you had that?
Yeah, I do wish I had that. So I did sort of have it with my great uncle Gordon. He was like a granddad to me, but he passed away when I was like 10 or something, like pretty young. But I do wish I had it, but I don't at the same time because
it's your story.
It's a blank canvas now. Mm-hmm. So everything that I'm doing, I'm learning myself, and I've got to teach my daughter. Like there's nothing behind me. There's no. I'm the first of what I'm trying to create now.
Bryan the Great.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
That's one thing I wanted to actually ask. H kind of dipped into it. How did that relationship with your old man affect the type of father that you are today?
Well, I'm the opposite of him. And I consciously I've thought about this. I'm the opposite with my baby as he was with me. Like I love my daughter more than I can't even explain. So it's just be the opposite. Now I'm not saying that I'm the best father in the world. I could be a far better father. But I know it's not just about spending time with my daughter. It's about educating her and teaching her and telling her. I'm always teaching her. She's in the gym. I make her go to the gym. She has a schedule. Like me and her mum are unanimous in. She has to have a schedule. She'll always have a schedule. She'll work incredibly hard. And when she gets to a certain age, she might not like it, but she's being forced to do it. And I don't care whether she likes it or not. One day she'll thank me and she'll pass it on to her children. And hopefully that...
You're instilling your morals into her.
Well, no, exactly.
Growing up, I had a very strict routine from my mom, especially. Like, my dad was always at work, but from my mom, I had a very strict routine. And I thank my mom so much for it, bro. So, you're doing the right thing.
I never had anything like that. It's like my mum would just leave in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, go to work and come back 11 o'clock at night. I'd never seen my mum, growing up. It was just me on my own. And my brother, who was a twat. He used to be a complete twat with me.
You cool now?
No, I can't stand the cunt. But no, he was just... Anyway, but I was always out the house. So that made me always out of the house. And that's how I ended up going down the wrong path. Because I was always out the house.
Mm-hmm. Home didn't feel like home?
It wasn't home. But it was the best... If I look back now, I wouldn't swap it all for the world. Because I had the best time ever. Like with my mates, we was all pretty much in the same boat. None of us had dads. Mm-hmm. All our mums was at work, and we was just out on the estate.
That was your brotherhood?
That was my brotherhood, 100%. So I had an incredible... We all brought ourselves up. Mm-hmm. Nobody, it was like nobody... We was all in the same boat. We was all poor. None of us really had much. We just got on with it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I got to... coming back to the book, The Secret, reading that book, and I know it because I've spoken to other people, I've spoken to other friends and stuff. It's incredible what that book, that positive mental attitude and that whole way of thinking. Anyway, so coming back to starting to be successful, then my first job after sort of reading the book, I remember it perfectly. I worked for a company in town. Sales job. And I remember previously, my daughter must have been about 6 months old. And Vanessa had said to me, there's a job advert here. Why don't you apply for it? And I was like, still with that little thing, should I do it? Well, I failed, like that sort of thing, not believing in myself. And then just something twigged in me, just go for it. And then it was about about a month before Christmas, maybe 5 weeks actually, maybe about 5 weeks before Christmas. I've gone in there, and I don't know, there was something in me to just be cocky, just be myself. Mm-hmm. And I walked in there, and I just laid it out. I said, I don't know where I got it from. That I mustered it, but I said, sit me next to the best person in the room. I said, I'll be better than within a week.
Love that.
I walked in there, and the guy, you could tell, was intimidated because I was talking smack. But I'd realised that everyone else before me in these other call centres where everyone was smashing it, they talk smack, and that's what I realised. Sales is a competition.
It's that.
You've got it's competitive. You got to walk in there. You got to tell him, I'm the man. So, me being me, I've walked in there. She gave me the job. She turned around because she said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I said, I'm multi-millionaire. So obviously it wasn't. 5 years is now. I'm still here, Pam. So yeah, I've walked in there. She went, no one's ever said that to me. I said, I know, because you ain't come across Bryan Grime before. She was just like, I think she was in awe of how much of a bullshit I was. So I fluffed.
Bullshit sells as well?
Nah, bullshit sells, man.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I was looking for that quote then in my head. So yeah, I've walked in there first day. And she said, right, sit over there. And I said, no. I said, who's the best in here? And she went, what do you mean? Thinking, oh, it's going to kick off if he even starts being coffee. I thought, no, sit me next to the man in here, and I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna work hard. She put me next to him. I worked through my break, writing down. I didn't go anywhere for 2 weeks. I didn't go anywhere. But they put me on the phone. Within 2 days, I broke his spirit. I swear down, I broke his spirit. Within 2 days, I broke his spirit. I listened to him, and I started saying everything that he was saying, but with swag and confidence and better. And it was like, if I look at sales and the theory behind it, is just, it will just click. But you've got to, A, like anything in life, you've got to keep going. B, you've got to work out of hours. C, you've got to do and say things. They sound cringy. It's like all the time. You'll kick yourself in your head when you say certain things and you think, oh, it's cringy as fuck. What the fuck have I just said? But then you've got to have the confidence to say it. And if you've got the confidence to say it with a smile, there's a swag. Well, there's a difference between cocky and arrogance, isn't there?
100%. I want an example of what you would say that in a sales pitch that's cringe. What would you mean?
Well, I don't know. I do it all the time. I do it all the time because it's like my demographic I'm speaking to. It's like, I'll give you an example. I said something to a young girl yesterday. She must have been in her 20s. And I said something and laughed straight after it. I can't remember what I said. And it was silence. Whereas if I said that to like a 50-year-old woman, she'd go, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's all about that. And then now I won't say that again. I can't remember what it was. If it comes to me, I will mention it. But yeah, so there's a difference between arrogance and I borderline both of them. Mm-hmm. Now I'm this not a different person. I've always been this person. It's just I never had the confidence to be able to say, you know what, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. Now I just say what I'm going to do and I just do it. Do you know what I mean? If I say I'm going to do something, I'll get up and I'll just do it. If I say, most of the time, I'll just say, like I've got major goals. I don't just see myself as doing one specific thing. I want to do multiple things because I believe that, like, it's like what you said to me before was really impressed with what you said, like networking. We've got a big network. Mm-hmm. I love that because that's how you make money. There's always opportunities. It's like, again, I said something about that car finance 24/7 thing before I did a course with the director there, Ronnie Ricks or something along those lines. And he one of the things that he said to me, he said, opportunity will always present itself, but you've got to constantly be the person. You've got to constantly be professional everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you've got to constantly be on it. Sell yourself and pitch yourself and your business and what you are and what you're trying to sell. Because there's money and opportunity fucking everywhere. So anyway, like I said, coming back to the sales job, I realised pretty quickly that A, I'm good at it. I just need to put the effort in and start listening and learning. And I did. And I whooped the kids' ass within a couple of days. And I noticed, I thought, you know what? I'm not only you're getting all the good data. She's still giving you the good data because she has to. Because I'm not in her plans yet. I'm just in my honeymoon period. So he's got to still get the good data. I'm getting the shit data. So I thought, right, I'm on it, and I need to start really taking it to him. And that's what I'm saying. Sales is like so competitive. Everyone works as a team, but you're individual. You're earning a commission. So then I started saying, I'm better than you. I want that data.
Oh, you. Yeah, you. I know you're looking at yourself right now and you're thinking, why am I not subscribed to the Gooms podcast? Just do it then, because it helps the boys out more than you actually know. Peace.
I said to him, no, I did. I stuck it on him. I said, I'm better than you. And she was there. She could hear him. The woman who taught me, Pam, she taught me how to sell. It's called Pamela Parks, the best salesperson I've come across. She taught me everything. She's like one of those women that just knows what she wants, will get it.
I feel like sales would be easier as a woman.
They're the best. No. It's not that it's easier. They're the best salespeople in the world. Because I don't want to sound misogynistic, but men hold power, men hold money. If you want a man with his money, if you're an attractive woman, you can sell.
I was just about to say, if you get that cold call and it's, oh, hi, my name's Brittany.
Yes, exactly.
From, you can be like, oh, you're right, Brittany, how are you?
What's happening, Britt? I mean? What's going on?
If it's right, yeah, Brian here, yeah, fuck off, mate. Fucking, I've heard enough of you today already.
But what I've noticed as well is men can sell to women.
Yes.
So, again, coming back to
it works both ways, yeah.
She taught me so fucking much, it's untrue. And then the work ethic, and then what I was doing, I started badgering her then. I want to go on this data. And he was like, the moment I knew, and I said, the moment he doesn't do you numbers, give me the numbers, and I'll double what he's doing.
What were you selling?
Well, we wasn't selling, we was doing personal injury claims.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't want... Basically, you got to convince people to make a claim.
Okay.
Which is very, very fucking hard.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
Very hard.
If anyone ever calls me up and I hear one of those... I'm just...
What's your conversion rate, average? You say you make 200-300 calls a day, yeah?
So, if I look back on sort of like they're called... key performance KPIs. It was all about key performance indicators and stuff. I think I would when I was actually cold calling and the dialer was doing it for me, you'd make between 300 and 400 calls a day. But depending on the data, like if you've got really, I ended up anyway. I'll get to it in a moment. But my conversion rate was pretty good. I can't remember what it actually was, but I know that I used to sell like two or three a day when I was working the rubbish data. Mm-hmm. Like that is incredibly difficult to do 2 or 3 a day off. Remember, these people are being called. If they've been called once, they've been called 1,000 times. So, yeah, my conversion rate was really good at this job that I'm talking about now. Anyway, so she gave me an opportunity. As soon as she gave me the opportunity on this data, I just, like I said, I just didn't look back, and he never got back onto it. I broke him. I know I broke him because he stopped doing sales and everything. He started doing the back end stuff, and I broke him. I broke him and became the captain. I was the man then that everyone had. I was at the top of the board, and I remember saying like, nobody's going to beat me on that board now. And to this day, I've walked every call centre. To this day, every call centre I walked in, nobody's ever done me. And then, like I said, I've gone from call centre to call centre. But that was my route to really finding my feet and believing in myself that I can make really good money in that.
Bro, can you run me through one of those cold calls?
Yeah, hi, it's Brian at Speedy Claims. How are you today? You okay?
No,
yeah,
I'm not good, mate. Having a shit day.
No, well, listen, your day's going to be even better now when I explain to you how much money you could be entitled to, Mr. Smith. So, what I want you to do...
Though, you're going to waste my time.
No problem. No, I need 2 minutes of your time, literally. So, if have you got a moment?
I'll set a timer now.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Right, okay. So, go and open one of your bills. How long is it going to take? 5 seconds? No problem. So, this is going to take you maybe 5-10 minutes at the absolute maximum. Let me break it down for you. So, I believe you've been involved in an accident in the last 2.5 years. Yeah. Essentially, you could be entitled to up to £1,800 to £2,500.
Is that it?
Yep. But all I need you to do is listen to what I'm going to say to you and give me your time of day. No problem. Okay. Sweet. Christmas, 6 months. No? You got it sorted? No? Sweet. Let me explain to you what we can do for you. Take them through it. What was the reg? blah, blah, blah. Fact. There's 4 tenets to sales. Introduction, build a rapport, fact find, and close. And you've got to introduce yourself. You've got 10 seconds to win the client, or you're putting it down.
It's like a TikTok clip. 100%. If you lose someone within the first 3 or 4 seconds, they're gone.
But then you've got to build a rapport to keep them on the phone, to be able to ask the questions, to fact find, and then it's about open, close questions. If you open, you speak to them and you get yes or no answers. If you ask a closed question, it's got to be open. They've got to tell you about things then. And then closing it's difficult closing. It's not easy. Sales is hard in a nutshell, but if you've got the gift, you can do anything pretty much with it.
I want to fast forward to today. Yep. Now. So obviously you've gathered all your experience in the sales. You smashed this dude out the park, broke his spirit, etc., etc. You now have your own business, right?
Well, it didn't just start. It wasn't as easy as that. Like the whole process towards it. So I set up my own call center. I got made redundant. I ended up going to another couple, did really well, became a manager, ended up getting the opportunity to run a company for a couple of people. They clocked, obviously, I was doing really well, and then thought, you know what, let's put a bit of investment behind him. I think I made them like 900 grand in 11 months. I did really well for them. I made myself a little bit of money, but when you look at it, you can do it yourself. But I'd smashed it. I had like 18 people working for us, and I was in charge of them. And I realised that not only am I a good salesperson, I'm a fucking leader. I'm a captain. I can motivate people. I can tell people. I can teach them. I can help them. I can coach them. I'm just really good at everything in an office and sales and that environment. So I set up my own business. I just begged, borrowed, and steal to get a load of data. Not steal literally, but I begged, borrowed to get a load of data. Got a load of data. Set up a business out. I got made redundant. Set up a business out my front room, and was just dialing on my own then. And then within 2 or 3 weeks, I didn't do anything for the first 2 weeks, and I was really, when you're not doing well, it breaks you a little bit, doesn't it? You're earning no money. And I was like, I'm going to have to go back to work here. It's not working. And then before I knew it, I just didn't give up. I carried on, and I did like 2 or 3 claims, and I was like, I've just earned 2 grand out of 3 or 4 claims. But I was being lazy at the same time because I was playing FIFA through the day whilst making money. And I thought, this is amazing. But not realising that's where you're taking your foot off the gas. That's where
it's the difference.
The work ethic. It's like what you were saying before. I've constantly got to be sat at a desk.
2 grand could have been 10.
Exactly. But I didn't. It's the lessons that you learn in them moments.
See it like that.
So, yeah, swings and roundabouts. So I built it up, ended up smashing it, saving the money, setting up an office, and I took a person on, smashed it again, took another person on, smashed it again, and then before I knew it, I had like 5 or 6 people working for me. Fast forward, the pandemic happened, like the cost of the data went through the roof. Like it was, I don't know, it went from like 3p a line for like the crap data, which we was doing really well off, to like 11, 12p a line. It was like I got squashed right out of the industry. And I think that was the whole part of the demand and the supply of data anyway at that time. So November 2021, I said I wanted to invest into something else. Me and my best mate at the time, we decided to set up this business. The whole plan was to start in April 2021. So so it was November 2020, or was it? No, 2019, and we was good to go April 2020.
What is the business of the people at home?
So we do kitchen and bedroom resprays. So it's all about kitchen renovations, kitchen refurbishments. So again, like I'll come back to the whole niche and how big the future is. It's like massive. So when the pandemic happened, obviously everything shut down. Everyone shit themselves. No one could do anything. We didn't earn anything from April 2020 till September 2020. Anyway, so when we set the business up, revitalised resprays. When we set the business up, I'd learned loads of research. I'd constantly just working 24/7 to find different avenues and stats and stuff like that. And I came across the cost of timber. In the first year of lockdown, went up 83%. It had never gone up anywhere near. Like obviously you've got inflation and stuff, and prices going up
it's
by
basically
demand.
double the price.
83%. That was just for the first year. The rest of it, like, it's gone up something like 90 odd percent. It's like, it's near enough triple timber.
So how did that affect you then?
No, it didn't. What I'm saying to you is that the point I'm trying to make now is when the pandemic happened, what happened initially was there was a demand. Nobody could leave, and there was more money than ever. So people wanted to do their houses up. So if you notice, the stamp duty changed as well. Everyone wanted to do the properties up. So instead of replacing the kitchens, people started getting the kitchens resprayed, and they started getting the bedrooms resprayed. But what I twigged was, there might not be a correlation. I'm going to get...
Sorry, go on. By respray, you mean like you just take all the parts out of the kitchen, you spray it and just change the colour and then look brand new?
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you've, let's say, for instance, you've got a property like this here now, for instance, if you've got a house and the kitchen and you've been quoted $7,000 to get a new kitchen and I can do it for 1,500 quid, $2,000, who are you going to go with? You're not going to get a new kitchen. What's the point? We'll respray it for you. But again, like I said, the correlation of working that out, when the pandemic happened, it was like, shit, this industry has only just started. Nobody knows about respraying. I get calls all the time. I didn't even know you could do that. Of course you didn't. Because nobody knows about it. It's only just started. And then, like I said, the correlation between the cost of timber going up. If you look at sort of like the way the world is at the moment, the ecological agenda is all about, you can't chop trees down anymore. Especially not to put a brand new kitchen in. Stick with what you've got. So it's all about refurbishment, and that's what I clock. Revitalise your wood. So again,
you saw a gap,
big time. But I'd stumbled across it, and now, like, I think like I'm sat on something absolutely major.
Do you want to talk about it?
I think that. Pardon?
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, no. I think I'm sat. When I say I'm sat on something major, I know I'm sat on something. With what we're doing, we're sat on something major that this industry in the next. So my old goal now is, in the next 10 years, this industry is going to explode. Like, it's going to be massive. If you look at B&Q, Wix, Wren, all these top kitchen companies and all these top companies, they'll have no alternative but to get involved. And big companies, it's like Coca-Cola, they don't make new drinks anymore, do they? They just buy new drinks. Mm-hmm. So that's my whole thing now. When you set up a business, you don't set up a business to keep it forever. You set up a business to eventually sell it. And that's what I want to do. So at some point, I know all these big dog companies. I want to put myself in a position where I don't want a business. I'm not interested in it. I want to build a brand. That's why I go up and down the country doing the job. So when people say, oh, do you only work in a certain... No, I work everywhere. If you want me to come to London, I will come to London. I won't make it crazy expensive. Exactly. And it can be franchised. It can... Everything I want. I'm going to have a place in the Midlands. I'm going to have a place down south. And we're going to cover the country. And over the next 10...
You're going to need a really, really good marketing agency.
No, I've already got a good marketing guy. I've got a really good marketing guy, and I'm very loyal. So maybe at some point we might need to expand. Maybe at some point we might need to expand. But my guy, Andy at Lumos, he's very good at what he does. So, but obviously I'm not dismissing it. The guy is very good. But my whole thing now is building it and getting ourselves into a position where I don't want to grow really fast. I want other companies to go around me. I want the industry to grow. And I don't want to make any mistakes. You make mistakes, especially when you're small, it can wipe you out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. So I just want to grow nicely. With the second most 5-star review company in the country on Google. You can check it. There's no lies.
Why would you want the other companies around you to grow with you? As
No.
Out the water?
In the industry, so more people know about it.
Exactly.
But what does you not growing more change to the industry?
No. I mean, I don't want to go too fast. Exactly. So I want to be part of I want to be an industry leading company. We will be an industry leading brand. I think we already probably are. The thing is I don't want to grow too fast and make mistakes. I know there's a couple of companies around me that are growing, but I think they've grown too fast. They've took too much on, and I had the opportunity to do that, but I thought, I don't want to go down that path too fast.
Service is still spot on.
Just to do slowly, because I want to go and cover the country. Most of these companies don't leave the area. So they'll do what they're doing in the area. I'll get a call in Birmingham. Oh, you don't come down here? Yes, I do. I can give you the price, close the jobs. Same with that, I did a job in Notting Hill in April. We absolutely smashed it. So I'm not interested in building a business or to build a brand. So that's all what my whole thing, my whole modus operandi is. Build a brand that can go everywhere up and down the country and do this. And if I actually look at it and break it down, I've done this on the basis of keywords and the clicks on Google that the keywords get. There's literally in the whole of the UK 1,000 keyword researches a month for kitchen respray. Imagine what that's going to be like when it's 10 or 15 and 20,000. And it'll come in the next 10 years, especially if you think about the cost of timber constantly going up. The working class are going to be completely outpriced by buying brand new kitchens. Mm-hmm. So,
Is that what it's called, brand new kitchens?
Well, no. I'm saying if you're... Have you got your own properties or...
No, not yet.
If your family have got... If they want a new kitchen, they're probably going to get quoted 15, 20, 25, 30 grand in this area for an half-decent kitchen. If you go down south, you're talking 50, 60, 70, 80 grand. Kitchens can cost 100, 120 grand. If we can offer an alternative where we can respray that kitchen and make it look as close to brand new as possible without actually replacing it and the upheaval of replacing it for 10% of that, then, it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Can I ask you something, bro?
Go on.
You say you want to build a brand.
Yep.
What's your personal goal? Where do you want to be in, let's say 5-10 years? And where do you want the brand to be in 5-10 years as well?
I've always had a specific. I've always had a specific number in my head. I want the basic number. I've always had this specific number in my head since I was a kid. I want 10 mil.
My head went to 10 mil. As soon as you said a specific number, that's where my head went.
Can I be honest? Mine went 50.
No, I want 10 mil, and I know that I won't you won't just make it off this, but I want to sell this business, and I know that I'm good at business. I'm good at selling, and I've got a few other things, like my passion's food. I want to get into I know you probably won't make much money out of it, but I want to get into it. I don't want to get into, it's like we were talking before, I don't want to get into property buying and selling and all that, because I'm not interested in it. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. I want to build businesses and sell businesses.
What's the food one?
Sorry?
What's the food business?
Well, my family are of Italian descent, so I want to get into Italian food. Everyone loves pasta, and I'm a main chef. No, but anyway, so coming back to it, I want my goal. I've got 10 million in my head.
Sounds alright, doesn't it?
I want to. I want 10 mil, and I want to build revitalised resprays, so we can add the goal with revitalised resprays is to add value to help other people as well, like people like me, kids, get them spraying, give them a purpose in life, and sell franchises so they can build it themselves. And I know that if I
the other kid coming up on the estate like you,
100%
looking for a career path,
that's the long-term goal over the next 10 years. It's a 10-year plan, this, what we're doing now. And I want to be able to franchise it up and down the country and go to the kids on the estates like, look, learn how to spray, do this, do it this way.
Give back to the younger version.
You can easily, I reckon, 50, 60 grand a year, easy. And it's a franchise, you can do it yourself.
What about yourself personally? Like, for me, I'm pretty sure I said this on the last pod or a couple pods ago. Like for me, I see myself like when I'm 50, 60, like waking up like in a house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
family, like running with my dog.
Costa de Decky in Tenerife, that's my place. That's my happy place. My happy place, Costa de Decky, Tenerife. Sat, mojito, cheeky San Miguel. No, it's just my happy place, Costa de Decky.
And the football, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, are you a United fan?
Yeah, I'm a fucking Red. Come on, up the Reds.
Who do you reckon we support? Yes.
I don't know.
Bro, I hate United fans, by the way.
That give you more of an incentive.
What?
Does that give you more of an incentive?
Nah, who do you support?
Yes, just throw one name out there.
Villa?
No. Second team, that's my second team.
All right, okay. I don't know. Fucking Arsenal?
Yeah! I kind of had an inkling.
You look like an Arsenal fan.
Why? Because you're handsome. You look like a United fan.
Yeah, because I'm fucking rough. Nah, United's in a bad
You guys are doing
place.
good as well, aren't you?
Nah, fuck that. Let's not talk about the Reds.
But listen, I've really enjoyed this episode. I think to finish off, I want to come in. I want to say to any young Bryan that's on the block, that doesn't have a male, masculine person in his life, that doesn't really have exposure to anybody that's doing anything good, anything special. What would you say to them to come out and to be a better version of themselves and to hopefully follow in your footsteps to an extent?
There's two things that I want to say. The first, what I say is, I came across a guy recently that, from what I can tell, is pretty similar to me. He opened a gym over the road from where I am, and I watched him day and night on his, like, not on his own. He had a team of people around him, and he's constantly always saying little snippets to me like, "You're nothing without a team. You're nothing without this," and it's like he's motivated me more than ever. And basically, I think he's watching what he's done. He's built everything from scratch. He built a gym within a month, and it's like incredible what he's done. But more than anything, it's like the little snippets he says. It's like he recognises you can be exactly what you want to be and achieve what you want to be in life. So if I was to actually look and think about me as a kid on the estate and looking at those people and those kids that have got nothing, there's no self-worth. The only thing that they can think of getting out of that trap and that system of not being able to achieve what you want. Don't give up. Educate yourself, because it's not down to anybody else, and emancipate your mind through educating yourself. I think the most important thing you can do as a kid is just don't give up. Keep going, because you will get to a certain age where you'll realise that you have to go to work and you have to do certain things, and then it's just a process. The next part of that process is finding what you want to do and going for it. Again, it's you can only achieve whatever you put in. Whatever you put into life, you'll get back out of it. If it's negative, you'll have some tough times, and the bad shit will come to you, but it'll constantly keep coming back. The same lesson will return if you never
law of attraction thing.
100%. The same things will come. Whatever you put out to the universe, it'll come back. If you want to walk around carrying a knife, you might kill someone, but you're gonna get 30. If you want to walk around selling drugs, you're selling misery. It's gonna come back to you. The misery will come back. It'll return one way or another. Or if you want to help people, somebody might help you one day, and they might give you a little pointer. It's up to you whether you listen to it or not. And that's what I think has happened with me in certain occasions. My game's completely changed in the last few months, specifically because of this kid over the road. He's just motivated the life out of me, because I've looked and seen what he did within a month, and I thought, why can't? So it's that part 2 again. Why can't I do this? Why can't I build this? Why can't I achieve that? And that's happened again. So I'm pretty grateful of that. And I think God puts you in front of people that teaches you things, gives you pointers and tips, whether you take it on board or not. So if I was looking and speaking to my younger self or someone similar to me, is don't give up, keep going, it'll come.
Wow, man. Thank you so much, bro.
You're more than welcome, man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate the opportunity big time.
Don't be silly, bro. Just to give you guys a bit of context as well, we put something out and we were like, who's got a good story, who wants to come and talk? And Bryan reached out, and here we are today, man.
Yeah, sick.
So yeah, if you guys have got a story as well that you want to share, our DMs are always open to people. And yeah, thank you again for coming and taking the time out of your day.
No, I appreciate it.
We appreciate you for coming. And quickly plug all your social platforms that you've got, or your website, or your business, just so everyone knows where to find you.
Yeah, so the website is www.revitalizeresprays.co.uk. That's revitalize, spelled with a Z, resprays.co.uk.
There'll be a link in the description, guys.
Yeah, my Instagram is Bryan Grime 91. It's just Bryan Grime 91. There's not much on there. It's just me cooking a bit of pasta, chatting a bit of shit, and winding people up. But that's it.
Do we get a promo code and commission if we make you?
Yeah, I'll give 10%. I'll give 10% off, and I'll buy these guys some snus.
Hey! But yeah, listen, people, we appreciate you tuning in, man. As per usual, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a like, leave us a comment, share, turn the bell notification on so you get notified every single time we release a podcast. And we'll see you all next week.
We'll catch you later.
Adio.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.